A healthy body without a healthy mind is no real health at all. It is said that love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. Well, a healthy mind and a healthy body are harnessed together in the same way. You can't have one without the other. You have probably had an annual physical as long as you can remember. But when was the last time someone told you to get an emotional and psychological checkup? Taking care of our psychological well-being is often overlooked. It's a pity because your body responds to the way you think, feel, and act. This is referred to as a mind-body connection. Poor emotional health can weaken your body's immune system, making you more likely to get colds and other infections during emotionally difficult times. When you are feeling upset, you may not take care of your health as well as you should do. You may not feel like exercising, eating nutritious foods, or taking medicine that your doctor prescribes. When your body is unhealthy, it affects your mind, and when your mind is unhealthy, it affects your body. It is truly a vicious cycle, but one that can be easily changed. Exercise is a great way to reduce stress before or after a long, difficult day. It also helps the body to get into better physical condition and makes you look and feel more attractive. It helps to reduce your chances of developing diseases that can have a negative impact on your psychological health. When you look after your body and your mind, they will both look after you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. And welcome to Lean Bites live on this, I say, lovely Wednesday evening. The clocks have gone back. I know it's dark, isn't it? It's kind of you wake up and it's dark, and you go to bed and it's dark. I wonder if any of you suffer from seasonal disorder like some people I know. Let me turn the comments on just to see who's with us. I know Mr. P is with us. Welcome, Mr. P. I know you're a regular to both shows. Thank you very, very much to everybody who participated in the show Make Health Your Habit show on Monday. Hi, Mr. P, and hi, KK. Wonderful to see both of you on the show. If you're watching the show, just say hi, say hello. It would be nice to hear from you because it's just me today. There's no guest today. It is just me. Thank you, Marilyn, for a great show on Monday. It was absolutely wonderful. I had some great comments. This coming Monday, we have a fantastic show coming up, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that a little bit later on. But today is about one of my favorite subjects. One of my favorite subjects. So again, if you're here, just say hello in the chat. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, just say hello. It'd be nice to hear from you, anybody who's on the chat. Now, for those of you who don't know, my name's Ken Barnes. I am known as the L.E.A.N MindBody Coach. Let me move the comments over this side. I went for a fantastic transformation, and this is what today is about. It's about sharing with you the various aspects that I had to get to come to where I am now. Let me just share with you my age. I'm 57 years old, and I will be in just a few days' time. And that's remarkable because when I was young, I thought 57 was old, but I feel like I've got so much energy. But this is not how I always felt. This is how I looked before my transformation. Difference in the way I looked, and I went through that transformation because I followed something called the L.E.A.N MindBody Method. It was something that I created on my journey, and the L.E.A.N MindBody Method focuses on 4 specific areas. It focuses on nutrition, which is about low carb, sugar and refined carbohydrate reduction. It focuses on sleep, which is the topic of the message today. Incredibly important. Most people don't realize how important sleep is in their life, but also in their weight loss. It focuses on exercise, even though exercise is not a prerequisite to lose weight on the L.E.A.N MindBody Method, but exercise is great for your all-around well-being. And it focuses on possibly, which I believe is the most important aspect of the Lean Mind Body Method, and that is mindset. Because you cannot change your body unless you change your mind. You have to work on the mindset. And this is why so many people, they go for a transformation, and then a few months or even a year later, they go back to where they was before, because they haven't worked on their mindset. So mindset is an incredibly important part of the Lean Mind Body Method. And what I did, I put my journey in a book called the Lean Mind Body Method. It's had some great reviews. Some people have been very, very pleased with what's in that book. And if you want the book, you can go to the website, which is just there. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. So that's me, the Lean Mind Body Coach. And today I'm going to talk about sleep, which is, as I said, a foundational aspect. Now I'm going to say something to you. Over the last couple of days, I didn't feel well. Not totally unwell, but I think it's a little bit to do with work and a few hours. And you know what's made me feel better? Sleep. How many of us, when we feel unwell, do we think, hold on a minute, are we getting enough sleep? Sleep is fundamental to our well-being, and this is what I want to get through to today. Now, there are so many aspects of sleep I could deal with. I was going to focus a little bit on stress, but because of the time frame, I'm going to leave that for another time, because stress is such an important factor. I may touch on it just a little bit for you, all right? But what I'm really going to focus on is just 6 ways in which you can sleep like a baby tonight. And I'm also going to go through the process of what triggers sleep, what regulates sleep, so you get a basic understanding. Is that okay? You with me? You ready? Great. All right. So let me take you on a journey about understanding sleep and sleep habits that can help you get a better night's sleep. Now, I'm going to just turn the chat off here. All right. This gentleman looks like he's sleeping soundly. Who doesn't want to sleep that soundly at night? His eyes are closed and everything. And I'm going to explain to you about eye movements in your sleep as well. Now, I've shown you this screen because I used to sleep with this mask, because I used to sleep with I used to suffer from sleep apnea. So I used to have to sleep with this sexy mask. I mean, it is really sexy, isn't it? It looks really nice. I mean, very attractive. Anybody sleeping next to me would think, wow. But that is how I used to sleep. No, not really. It's not sexy at all. In fact, it's absolutely horrible. I'm so pleased that the methodology I've followed has stopped me having to sleep with that mask. And this is how powerful the Lean Mind Body Method is. And when you look after your health and you look after your body, you can do so many things. I actually lost 50 pounds. I reversed my sleep apnea and reversed my pre-diabetes. And you can do the same too. So let's talk a little bit about sleep. When it comes to your night's sleep, there are 2 aspects you have to consider. The first one is what we call sleep onset latency. And sleep onset latency is the amount of time it takes you to go to sleep once you put your head on the pillow. Now, you know how frustrating it is, especially if you're sleeping next to someone. You're gone to bed and you're twisting and turning and you're trying to sleep, and then the person you're going to bed with comes next to you, puts their head on the pillow, and bam, they're out. And you're thinking, wow, it takes you half an hour, sometimes longer to go to sleep, but for them it's 5 minutes. That is what's called your sleep onset latency. And for individuals, it's different. Some people fall asleep quickly, some people take a little bit longer, and there are various factors throughout the day that influence that. So when you talk about regulating your sleep and getting a better sleep, you need to focus on your sleep onset latency. That's one half. And the second half you need to focus on is what some people call annoying, but in technical terms, it's called sleep maintenance. And this is the amount of time you sleep throughout the night. So sleep onset latency is how long it takes you to get to sleep. Sleep maintenance is how long you sleep for. Now, some people may wake up once in the middle of the night. That is okay. That's fine. You can wake up once, and it's not a bad thing, or even twice. But some people wake up for multiple times and they can't get back to sleep. So they have bad sleep maintenance. So what I'm going to share with you today in a basic way can help you with your sleep onset, latency, and your sleep maintenance. All right. So I said this before. If you don't sleep over the course of a couple of nights, you might as well be drunk. I mean, your cognitive functions are the same as if you've been drinking an incredible amount of alcohol. That's why it's incredibly important for you to get sleep. We all know when we have had sleep for 4 or 5 days, or you know, when we was younger and we used to go out, and some of us used to go to work without sleep and maybe do it for 2 nights. We felt disorientated. This is what happens through a lack of sleep. And sometimes it doesn't even take 2 nights. It could be one night's sleep. That's why it's incredibly important for you to get your sleep. So let me just break sleep down into, there are actually 5 cycles of sleep we go through in the night. We have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. In stage 1 to 4 is what's called NREM, and that stands for non-rapid eye movement. Scientists have worked out that in this stage of sleep, right, your eyes are not moving. Yes, they're non-rapid eye movements. And then the 5th stage is what we call REM. Now, the reason why these stages are important is because we go through these 5 stages in 90-minute cycles. Now, they actually break down into longer and shorter as you go throughout the night. But each one of these 5 stages equals a 90-minute cycle. That making that clear. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5 equals a 90-minute cycle. And what we really want to do to get an effective amount of sleep is go through 5 of these cycles throughout the night, which equals about 7.5 hours. It's incredibly important to go through these stages. I mean, scientists are working out that the REM sleep, if people don't get enough REM sleep, they wake up very emotional, they're very unstable, and it leads to mental disorder. So if you're not getting a good amount of sleep, you're not getting a lot of your REM sleep, which could lead to you being more emotional and more unstable. So it's incredibly important to develop your lifestyle so you can go through these 5 stages and get a good amount of sleep. So these are the 5 stages, 90-minute cycles, 5 of them, 7.5 hours sleep. Now, some people can survive on less. Some people can survive on 6. Some people might need 8 or 9. The average is 7.5. And I will say to everybody, start with 7.5 and work your way down. I mean, most people just don't know how good they can feel with a little bit of extra sleep because they're in a sleep deprived state. And I'm going to explain to you about that in a moment. Now, what actually triggers sleep? It's not your circadian rhythm. It's actually something called your super charismatic nucleus. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Super charismatic nucleus. And it's a very, very small portion in your hypothalamus in the back of your head. And that is triggered by something called blue light. Blue light triggers your super charismatic nucleus. Now, I want you to bear that in mind because that's going to be important as I move forward and show you some of the sleep habits. So your super charismatic nucleus is triggered by blue light, which then triggers your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your sleep cycle, your wake sleep cycle. We all have different circadian rhythms. I mean, if you work nights, you have a different circadian rhythm. Some people may get sleep in the day, they have a different circadian rhythm. So we all have a different circadian rhythm. And what we want to be able to do is to manage our days so our super charismatic nucleus is triggered at the right time, which then assists in our circadian rhythm working effectively. All right. So there is something called sleep debt. Just want to remind you of that. I have spoken about this before, but let me remind you today. A sleep debt is the difference between the amount of sleep you are getting to the amount of sleep you need. So let's say, for example, you're getting 6 hours of sleep a night, but really your body needs 7.5 hours. So on one night, you will be in sleep debt of 1.5 hours. Over the course of 3 nights, that's 4.5 hours of sleep you are not getting. And sleep that builds up in your body, and it can be so detrimental. It can cause hyperinsulinemia, it can cause stroke, it can cause so many deleterious effects by not getting enough sleep. As I said earlier, there are so many people who are just not aware. They just have no idea whatsoever how good they can look and feel with more sleep. And yes, when you get more sleep, you actually will look younger. As you know, when you're really tired, how old you look. So this is sleep debt. And when you adopt the right sleep habits, you can help to reduce that sleep debt. Or I'll totally take it away. So I'm just gonna share a few with you. And as I said today I wasn't feeling that well. And when most people are feeling unwell, they reach for the medicine cabinet or the doctor. They rarely say, well, is it because I am not getting enough sleep? Well, often that is just the case. Just a good few nights sleep can cure so many ills. So next time you're not feeling well, I would say just get some sleep. Go to your bed early. Get 7, 8, or even 9 hours sleep for a few nights and just see how you feel. All right? Will you do that? Great. Okay. Right. So let's just talk about these 6 healthy habits that there are more, but I just chose these 6 for today. All right. Now, the first one, amazingly, is do not exercise in the evening. If you're having trouble sleeping, exercise in the morning. Because what happens is when you exercise in the evening, it raises your body temperature. And part of your circadian rhythm, part of that process is your body cools down and then it allows you to go to sleep. But if you exercise in the evening, it raises your body temperature. So if you're having trouble sleeping and you do exercise, you go gym in the evenings, 8, 9 o'clock, try to switch it to the morning. That will help. So the exercising in the evening raises your body temperature. So if, as I said, if you're having trouble sleeping and you do exercise in the evening, try switch it around. I love going gym in the morning, and plus it really sets me up for the day. That one change could make a huge difference for you. Coffee. Ah, well, you know about coffee, don't we? And alcohol. Coffee and alcohol is something that stops so many people from sleeping. We have an enzyme in our liver that breaks down coffee. Now, the funny thing is, some people can drink coffee just before they want to go to bed, and they have no problem. Some people, if they drink coffee at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it stays in their bloodstream and they have trouble sleeping. So if you're a coffee drinker and you're having trouble sleeping, don't just not drink coffee at 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Don't drink a cup of coffee after 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and see how that helps. And also when it comes to alcohol, because that could be one of the reasons why you're not sleeping. All right. So cut the coffee down, drink it early, and that might help you to sleep a little bit better. Remember, I'm going to give you 6. You can use one of them or you can use all of them together. The next one is this is one I really have to manage myself. I have to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's the computer before you go to bed. Now, do you remember I spoke about the super charismatic nucleus and the blue light? Well, a computer, a laptop emits blue light. So when you are on your computer late at night, the super charismatic nucleus thinks it's daytime. You're tricking it to think it's daytime. So it doesn't trigger your circadian rhythm. That's why they say you should not go on a computer before you go to bed. You need to leave it at least an hour before you go to bed. So you stop. If you go to bed at 11, you come off the computer at 10 o'clock. Give yourself that time, that break, to allow that blue light to dissipate and your circadian rhythm to kick in. And it's not just your computer, it's your laptop and your iPad and your phone. because they both emit blue light. This is a big reason why so many people can't go to sleep. But we're so used to living in a social media world. We want to check our Facebook, we want to do a little bit of work before we go to bed, and then we jump straight into bed and we think, oh, we're not able to sleep. It's not just because we've got a lot on our mind, it's because that blue light that's been emitted from our computer has tricked our super charismatic nucleus into thinking it's daytime. All right? It's a simple trick. But listen, if you do have to work, I've got something for you. If you do have to work, I use this on my computer. It's something called Flux. All right? It's a computer program you can download free. And what it does, you can time it. So at a certain time of night, what it does, it covers your screen automatically with something that will cut down the blue light. This can be downloaded free from this address. And I use it on my Mac, and I know it can be done on a PC as well. So go to this address here at the bottom. It says justgetflux.com. You download the app, and it automatically, about 10 o'clock in the night, or whatever time you set it for, it will automatically cover and cut down the blue light. So if you do have to work, this will help you when it comes to the blue light emission from your computers. That's Flux. Download it from this website here. Now, I spoke to you about coming off the computer. Look, we have to relax our mind. Again, these are factors that I've had to learn to deal with, and I'm still learning. I'll be honest with you, I'm still learning. You know, we have, especially in these times, even outside, we have so much on our minds. We need to develop a routine that helps us to relax before we go to bed. That is a sleep habit. So we have, before, say we're going to bed at 11, in that hour, we have a routine that we go through that relaxes us, whether it's reading a book, obviously not on an iPad, possibly just talking with somebody, because talking with someone can actually put a cognitive load on you, which again helps you sleep. But whatever that is, however you relax, adopt that routine that makes you relax before you go to bed. Don't go to bed all hyped up and tense. Now, I wasn't really going to talk about stress, but stress stops your body producing melatonin. Melatonin is part of your circadian rhythm. Yeah, it kicks in. So if you're going to bed all stressed, yeah, your cortisol levels are incredibly high. So what happens is the melatonin that needs to come in, which is a sleep hormone to make you sleep, doesn't work. So you really need to relax. And I'll go into detail about stress and sleep in another one of the Lean Bites Live. So you really understand just exactly how stress affects you when you're trying to sleep. But however you relax, just work that routine. Relax. And one of the ways you can relax is by having a bath. A bath is a fantastic way. You can do it with a shower, but a bath is a fantastic way to set yourself up to sleep. Now, I did speak about exercise raising your body temperature, but the great thing about a bath is it raises your body temperature, but coming out of the bath, it then lowers your body temperature, which mimics the action of your circadian rhythm. So having a bath 45 minutes, an hour before you go to bed is a phenomenal way to be able to relax yourself, to be able to get a good night's sleep. And the sleep habits I've spoken about so far, you can use all of them. Yeah, we can use 2 or 3 of them, but definitely a bath is a fantastic way. If you can't have a bath, have a shower. But a bath is a great way to be able to relax yourself. Try it and see. I think you won't be disappointed. Yeah. Now, here's one that the modern day society needs to get. No television in the bedroom. None. There are so many of us who live with a television in the bedroom. Again, why? Because the television emits blue light. Your bedroom should not be for watching television. Now, I'm just suggesting it's your choice. There are other activities that should happen in your bedroom, but watching television is not one of those activities. So remove the television and the computer for from your bedroom. And I guarantee you, just those two things will help you sleep. Save your bedroom for some nocturnal activities. And as a side note, those nocturnal activities can really help you sleep, because even though, let's be honest, sex can raise your body temperature, it releases oxytocin, which can then help you to sleep. I'm not saying to use anybody for that to go to sleep. That's just a side tip. Remember that there. Okay. No television in the bedroom, no computer, no laptop, no blue light. That will help you to sleep a lot better. And one which is kind of counterintuitive to a certain extent is a fan. A lot of people think, well, a fan makes a lot of noise, but the noise a fan makes is what's called white noise. And white noise has been proven to help you sleep. Have the fan on, it helps you sleep, but it has a dual effect as well, because some people get hot in the middle of the night. If you're the kind of person that gets hot in the night, a fan can also help to keep your body cool and keep the room cool. So again, if you're having trouble sleeping, try a fan, which can help cool you down, which can help create white noise in your bedroom, which can help you sleep. It's been proven. I know it's counterintuitive, but it's been proven that a fan can help you sleep. All right. So those are the 6. I gave you 7, didn't I? I gave you one extra one, which was the nocturnal activities. Yeah. That can help you sleep better. Try any one of them or all 6 of them, which can help you to get a better night's sleep. Now, don't try them over one night or 2 nights. At least do them over a few weeks. Really practice developing a sleep routine, especially if you're having trouble sleeping. And we know in this time here, let me turn the comments on. I know in this time here that there are so many people who are so concerned and with the isolation, and that alone is stopping people from sleeping. But these sleep habits can definitely help you in getting a better night's sleep, which will improve your health in so many ways. So let me move on to one of my favorite parts of the presentation here now. And this is what we call the sugar smash. I'm going to move the comments over here. Here, these are the comments over here. This is what we call a sugar smash. And this is where I'm just going to show you the sugar contents of your food, because most people are not aware of how much sugar their food contains. And if you've listened to my presentation before, I'm an advocate of reducing the sugar, because sugar is a toxin. It's bad for you. I mean, just Google sugar is a toxin and you will see the research that shows how bad sugar is for you. So what we want to do, yes, Mr. P, it's time for sugar smash. All right. So let me remind you, you have these foods here. They're all forms of carbohydrates. And when you eat carbohydrates, they turn into 2 forms of sugar in your body. One is glucose, which is metabolized in your body. And the second is fructose, which is metabolized in your liver. They are both forms of sugar. And in excess, they are not great for you. The more you can reduce them, the more it will improve your health, the more it will improve your weight. So I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'm going to help you out today. Today I've had a little something, Mr. P, just to help you and the guys out. You'll see what I'm going to do. But let me just firstly give you some government guidelines. These are the government guidelines. So they're saying, look, 9 teaspoons for a man, 6 teaspoons for a woman. So we're talking about 36 grams for a man and 25 grams of sugar for a woman. So 6 teaspoons for a woman and 9. I just want to set the foundation before I go into the sugar smash. So you ready? Let's see if we can get any of these right today. Okay, the first food we're going to smash today is the cheese and carrot chutney sandwich. Now, normally I'm a bit harsh. I kind of tell you to guess out of the air, but I was in a good mood today. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to help you guys out. So I've given you a multiple choice. There you go. Mr. P, what do you think of that? All right. So is it A, 3.5 teaspoons, B, 6.25 teaspoons, or C, 7.5 teaspoons? Which one would you said? Okay, Which one? Let's have a look. Is it A, B? Mr. B says 5, and it's 6.5. Which one would you say? It is 6.2.5, 7.5. I'm going to smash this just so you can see. Yes, Mr. P says 5. Let me just see where you're going. Mr. P says C, 7.5. Okay, let's see if you're right, Mr. DJ P. And we're going to smash this. Let's see where we're coming from. 6.25, it's B. So there are 6.25 teaspoons worth of sugar in this sandwich. Now, look, that is over. Let me take this off. That's over the ladies or the woman's daily amount of sugar allowed. And that's in a sandwich. And so many people buy sandwiches and they think they're buying something healthy. Well, I have news for you. If you want to lose weight, if you want to manage your blood sugar, buying a sandwich is not the best thing you could do. Because not only is the bread, because last week I think I showed you how much sugar was in a loaf of a slice of bread, but also, come on, be fair. Why would I rig the answer, Mr. P? I wouldn't do that to you. I'm nice like that. Let's see if we can get better on the second one. But as I was saying to you, look, the filling, again, is sometimes laden with sugar. And especially these low-fat sandwiches, because what they do with low-fat, they laden them with sugar so they don't have to put fat on them. So just be aware, read the labels. All right, Mr. P, let's say you get on. I know you're going to get this one, Mr. P, right? Or anybody else. This is a medium-size banana, all right? So I'm going to help you out again. Is it A, 3.5 teaspoons, B, 4.5, or C, 5.5? A, B, or C. I mean, a banana is something that we eat all the time. I mean, I used to eat bananas every single. I love bananas. I haven't eaten a banana for a long while. Why? Because I know the kind of amount of sugar is inside it. And you know, if you're on a low carb diet, it's the one fruit you don't really eat. But so I have an answer for A. Let me see if you're right. Yeah, let me see you're right. Let's smash this banana and let's see if A is the right answer. Let's see. Let's have a look. 14.5, 3.5. You got that one right there. 3.5. Yes, 3.5 teaspoons in one banana. Yes, and look, if you look at the amount of teaspoons we're supposed to eat a day, that is just over a third for a man and over half for a woman. That's in one banana. If you're eating 2-3 of them a day, you can see exactly how much sugar you're eating. Now, obviously it has potassium, it has a lot of other benefits inside it, but from a perspective of sugar reduction, a banana is not a fruit we advocate eating. All right, we're going to go to the final thing here. Now, this is the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. You know, they're having all these exotic coffees and drinks in the coffee shops. Let's see how much sugar is in there. I want to help you out again. Is it A, 7.5 teaspoons, B, 9.25 teaspoons, or C, 12.5 teaspoons? Which one do you think is in this? And it looks delicious, let's be honest with you. Yeah, it absolutely looks delicious. I wonder which one you feel. Is it A, B, or C? I know which one I would have said before this, but you may be surprised exactly how much. So we got a B here from Mr. P. Let's see if you're right here. Let's smash this pumpkin spice latte and just see exactly how much. 12.5. Oh, got that wrong. I should have given it. Sorry about that. Imagine people are drinking this drink and not realizing there's 12.5 teaspoons worth of sugar in this one drink. That's absolutely amazing. And some people are drinking 2 of them a day. This is why it's so important to understand the food you are eating and the amount of sugar it contains. And this is what the Sugar Smash is about. Listen, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to eat. I'm just going to share the information and then you decide what you want to do with it. All right? That's all this Sugar Smash is about. It's bringing awareness to you. And, you know, if I do eat something which has more sugar in it than normal, at least I'm aware of it. I'm not eating it blindly. like some people are, and they're going to the gym and they're working incredibly hard, and then they're wondering why they can't lose weight. That's because the foods they're eating, they're going to the gym, exercising, but they're going out and eating foods with a high amount of sugar. And unfortunately, our genes um, are not fair, and there some people can eat that food and they're fine. They won't put on any weight whatsoever. It doesn't mean they're not skinny fat. It doesn't mean they haven't got visceral fat, but visible adipose tissue where their stomach is protruding, you won't see that. Oh, it's not fair. Yeah, but life is not fair. For some of us, all we've got to do is look at a cream cake and that's it. And if we eat it, oh, that's the end of our, our holiday look. All right. So that's what Sugar Smash is about. Just making you aware of the amount of sugar that's in your food. Next week, I'll have three more foods to smash here. The last section here is what I call a lean reflection. And in this section, I just share with you just a few words to be able to take away. And it's something that I spoke about on Monday, which I'm going to reiterate today. Now, we live in a time where we're anxious. We're worried about so many things, especially with this coronavirus time. And there are so many things to concern us: our finances, our health, our work. It, has that person got coronavirus? If I go there are so many things that consume our minds, which conversely can affect our sleep. I'm going to show you a very, very quick way to be able to manage your thinking and just help to focus what you think about each day and what you focus your attention on. As I said, I spoke about it on Monday, but I thought let me just reiterate today. And it's called the circle of influence and the circle of concern. And I don't know if you have a pen or paper at the moment, but if you have a pen and paper, I would say to you to get that pen and paper with a blank sheet of paper and just lay it down flat. And if you have that pen and paper, I want you to draw a big circle. Just draw a big circle on that piece of paper. All right? Okay, so you've got that circle. It doesn't have to be a really, really nice circle, but just a circle. Now, in that circle, leave some space, and then I want you to draw another circle within that piece of paper. So you have two circles. You have an inner circle and you have an outer circle. If you have a lot of things on your mind, a lot of things concerning you, a lot of things that may even be keeping you up at night, all right? You then go to one side of the paper and you list all of those things, all of the things that are concerning you, that may be worrying you, keeping you up. So many things that are on our minds nowadays. And then what you then do, you then put them in a circle. Now I'm going to show you how to organize it. The inner circle is what we call our circle of influence. The outer circle is what we call our circle of concern. So everything we are thinking about and conversely worried about in a certain sense is in our circle of concern. But there are only certain things that are in our circle of influence. And what we really want to do is focus on things that are in our circle of influence, because if it's outside of our circle of concern, what can we do about it? So what you then do, you take that list and one by one you say, is this thing I'm thinking about, is it in my circle of influence, or is it outside of my circle of influence? So I'll give you an example. The election that's coming up with Donald Trump. I mean, and there are so many people who have a lot to say, and I'm quite concerned about that election and whether Donald Trump will get in again. They may have friends and a family in America. They may think about the repercussions on the world or the climate change, and it may be something that they think about often. But that election of Donald Trump is not in your circle of concern, but it's not in your circle of influence. So you would put that outside of your circle of influence. Your children, the way your children are doing their homework. It may be something, especially with the way schools are at the moment, you may be thinking about, well, how can, I help my children navigate this time and do some extra work at home? That is in your circle of concern, but it's also in your circle of influence, because you can do something. You can create a structure at home or in any other environment to help your child. So that point would go into your circle of influence because you can do something about it. You go through the list, everything that you're kind of, that has been on your mind, and you say, this is in my circle of influence, this is outside of my circle of influence. And then what you do, you focus on the items that are in your circle of influence, because that is what you can control. Things outside of your circle of influence, yes, they may have a concern for you, but don't spend too much time. Don't let them consume you. The amount of coronavirus numbers that's happening in the north of England, that you can't do anything about that. All right. But you can do something about the way you conduct yourself here in London. So when you adopt a mindset where you focus on things you can control, guess what happens? Your actual circle of influence expands because you become empowered, because you're dealing with stuff, you're getting stuff done. But when all you do is you think about things that are outside of your circle of influence and you can't do anything about it, it's frustrating. It can be depressing. And what that does, that decreases your ability to be able to deal with things in your circle of influence. And that ties very nicely in with your sleep, because when you focus on things in your circle of influence, you become empowered. You worry about things less because you think, I can't control that, so I'm not going to worry about that. You can sleep more. And when you sleep better, you have a lot more willpower, and your mindset is stronger to adopt a lifestyle like the L.E.A.N MindBody Method. Because when you don't sleep, your willpower goes. So that's the reflection today. It's just the circle of influence and circle of control, because circle of influence and circle of concern, I should repeat and say, because it's incredibly important to be able to manage your mind, control your mind. Do not let the world take over. You control it. You control your situation. All right. And that's just one simple exercise whereby you could do that. So let me tell you about a few things that are happening later in this week. I said in on later on. Now, I am holding this great program called the L.E.A.N Brotherhood. This is strictly for men. And due to circumstances, I'm now moving it from November, and it's going to be on the 2nd of January. This is going to be a powerful program. Registration for this program is opening up very, very, very soon. It'll be on the 2nd of January. Now, that program is just for men. But the great news is, I'm also going to hold one for women. I'm going to hold something called the L.E.A.N Sisterhood concurrently. So on the 2nd of January, there's going to be 2 programs starting, one exclusively for men and the other one exclusively for women. And there's going to be some great teams, great support in there to help you reach your goals. So look out for those 2 programs starting in on the 2nd of January 2021. And my tribe community will be opening back up, I would say, in about a week. And you'll be able to have a free trial, 2-week free trial on the tribe community, which is absolutely phenomenal. So those are the things that are happening. I also want to share with you, if you, as I said, if you want to go to my website, you can purchase this book, the L.E.A.N MindBody Method, and it will just go through the methodology that I use to lose all that weight. If you want to try eating some low carb food, then here you are. Look, go to the website, register on the main list, and you can download this 5-day meal plan. It's a detailed meal plan with a shopping list. I've had some great comments about it. Go to the website, just register on the main list, and immediately in your inbox, you'll get this 5-day low carb meal plan. And you can just see what it's like to eat a low carb or sugar refined reduction meal over the course of 5 days. I've never eaten a boring meal on my diet. So if you want to try a low carb, go there. Also, I just want to tell you about something that's happening on Monday. Now, I'm so excited about this. This is called the Men's Room. It's going to be a Make Health Your Habits special. This is this coming Monday, and It's going to be a really frank discussion about men's health. We have three great speakers. We have Paul Lawrence, we have Rudy Liquid, and we have DJ Mr. P on the panel. And we are going to go there. We are going to go there as men, and we are going to talk about some of the issues that are affecting men and why men don't really look after their health. And this is going to be on Monday coming. I mean, ladies, get your men on board with this, because we're going to be real, we're going to be open, we're going to be frank, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this session coming up on Monday. So that's 7 o'clock. Make health your habit live, and yeah, it's going to be a fantastic session coming up. So really appreciate the guys for stepping up and yeah, dealing with the show. It's going to be a great one. All right. So that's Lean Bites Live today. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you got something that can help you with your sleep. You know, you can either try one of the sleep habits or just try all of them. But, you know, make your sleep a priority. Make creating a sleep routine a priority. When it comes to the sugar smash, you decide what you want to eat. I am just the messenger, just letting you know the sugar in your food. And when it comes to your circle of influence, your circle of concern, if you've got a lot of things on your mind, just try to exercise. I assure you that it will help you, give you clarity of thought. All that's left for me to say is listen, look, of all the habits you can do, of all the habits you can make, the best habit you could do is to make health your habit. You with me? Make health your habit. And I will see you on Monday or the same time here next week. All I'd like to say is you have a great evening. Thank you very much for joining me, and good night. I'll speak